Hal here with more Space Engineers. Yay! And today we are going to be taking this beast up, hopefully, into space. But walk you through, show you what we've got going on and how she looks completely welded up. First, we have to get started. So let's. So happy Friday, everybody. Hopefully you had a fantastic week and are having a terrific Friday thus far. And as you can see, we have done a whole lot of welding. A level of welding I have not done in a while. But the flip side is that, yes, we do have everything welded up. We have the ship skinned, and we have a working system here. Now, if you remember when we put this whole thing together, we put a conveyor in here just to tie this, the two pieces together. This is so that I can get ice into the cargo system in order to fill the tanks, which I think we're at about 80% or so. 83%. So that should be enough fuel to get us up into orbit. So what we did as we came through, we just kind of skinned it up. I haven't done any painting or any detail work. This is just basically getting the rough-in stuff done on the sides, and this is mirrored on both sides. We have a little bit of detail work over here. Turrets have been doing pretty good with the meteor, so I'm not going to worry too much about them. And then as you can see, we have a whole lot of thrusters in pretty much every direction. Waiting to see if the meteors make it this way. Doesn't look like it. Okay. Whoopsie. I just flung myself off the platform. Alright, so we've got, what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, so 12 thrusters for lift. Hopefully that will be enough to get us up into orbit. Now, one of the things that I did do is I went through and I mapped out all of the merge blocks so that we could see which ones were which. Because what we're going to do is we've got a few things going on in here. And as you notice, there's a timer block here, but we also have a timer block up here. And so what we're doing with this is basically we've got it set up. In fact, let's grab, hey look, a panel. Isn't that convenient? Alright. So what we've got is the timer block on the cargo pod is set up. Let's show you here. So that basically when you trigger it, it'll count down, I think it's 3 seconds or 5 seconds. I don't remember what I set the timer for. And then it'll turn on the parachute blocks, which are set to auto deploy as long as the cargo pod is in motion. And it is at 1,500 meters or less. So what this will allow you to do is to fly into the, start into the gravity well, trip the timer, and when it's dropping, it'll basically arm itself while it's in flight. So we're actually gonna test this out and see how well it works, because I haven't tried it yet. I'm kind of curious to see. And then we have the timer block here. So basically what happens is when you're in the cockpit, you trigger this timer block. It'll count down, again, it's like 3 or 5 seconds. It will then turn off the merge blocks, the two merge blocks here, to disengage the cargo block. It also starts the timer. Once that timer kicks off, it will start this timer. This timer will start this timer. And so you basically get a couple of seconds, this whole thing detaches. Then once this detaches, this timer starts, arms the two parachute blocks that we have. And at that point, you should be, the cargo will be in an atmosphere, and eventually it will hopefully safely land. So what we're going to do is we are going to, let's see here. Oh, and yeah, so I installed the shield emitter before I forget. So the shield emitter blocks are now in play in the game. We did load that mod. That mod, if I don't remember to do so, remind me, but I'll put the link for this mod down in the description. This is the what is it, the defensive shields mod. So it's the bubble style shield, not the reinforced hull shield. Which, you know, I like both of them. It'd be, I wonder if we could get away with using both of them on a single grid. I might have to try that. But eventually, the cargo pod will have a shield emitter on it. And the idea is that once we do the initial disconnect down here, we're going to leave it hover for a little bit, and we're going to put landing gear on this. We're actually going to put, I think, 2 landing gear on. We'll put one here on the beacon. And well, that's a half block, so I'm guessing, I guess we could take that out. And do we just want to do a full block? We're just going to do a full block. Yeah, that should work. It's fine. We'll weld this thing up, and we'll slap a landing gear on it. So the idea is that basically once you deploy this, it hits the atmosphere. If everything works the way it's supposed to work, what we will get is a deployed station, basically, because this will drop down, and the idea is that you would have it full of the parts that you would need to build something, you know, your first base. I mean, a worst case scenario, you can actually take this thing apart and get pretty much all of the parts you need to get a basic base running. So yeah. All right, so let me go grab some plates, and then we are going to finish welding this beast up, and then we are going to try flying it and see what happens, because like I said, I haven't flown it yet. I'm kind of curious. So let's just grab 100 plates, because we don't need a whole lot. We only need like 12, I think, but alright, quick, you can do it. Alright, there we go. Ow. Alright. And then for those who haven't seen the inside of the large grid version of the new cockpit, there you go. Funny enough, if you look at the right hand side of the screen, they actually fixed the little heart indicator. You see the little sticker? If you're in the small grid version, I don't know if they fixed this shit or not. When you look in, it looks fine. But when you're actually in the cockpit, yeah, see the little sticker is broken. Gotta love it. Alright. Okay, so let us do this. You are the welding pad. This is the one on the bottom of the cargo block, so we need to do groups, because I've got a thruster large mining. Should be one in here for lifter thrusters. Do toggle blocks on and off. And I need this one. So welding pad, cargo, disconnect me. This is the one we want. Right, so we're gonna turn on our thrusters. No. Oh. What the? Oh, because it was attached to the grid, I turned off the power. Alright, let's see here. Actually. so... Never a dull moment with me around, is it? Okay, so let's get this thing. I'm surprised it survived. I was kind of expecting that to completely eat itself. Okay. Are all of my batteries? Alright, so you're just turned off. Alright. I'll make sure that is mostly level, alright? No, it needs to tip up just a little bit. Let's see here. And we need you to be about there, actually a little bit further. There we go. Yes? Okay. Now that that's all fixed. Alright. So now we want...
Meteor storm inbound.
We're gonna hopefully not destroy everything. Looks good. What type of user steel plates? Perfect. Alright, so we want to get that out of there. We're gonna add a gear here, hopefully. Nope, need to lift it up a little bit. So we can go ahead and take that out of there, get this out. There you go. Get you. Alright. Alright, so we need a few plates, construction components, and some motors. Easy enough to do. Grab a few of those, grab a few of those, and I don't know, like 100 of those. We're just gonna grab stuff. Okay, so we now have a landing gear on the cargo pod. Alright. Which has just gotten stuck. There we go. Well, nice to know it's keeping us out of trouble, right? Want to make sure we are clear on all sides. Looks like it. Okay. Zippy. Oh, I like it. Oh, that's very zippy. Oh, I definitely like this. Okay. So what we're gonna do is let's flip this beast around. And we're gonna go up a little bit. Because we have a cargo connector on the side of that thruster over there. So what we'll be able to do is basically bring this thing in and dock it. Oh, before I forget, I think it's this one. All right, what was that noise? Yeah, so the idea is that we will bring this thing in, see if we can... Alright, so we want to make sure we're not going to hit the base when we do this. Alright, so let's bring it over this way a little bit. And what we're going to do is we're going to bring ourselves down just a bit so that we're back in gravity. Alright. And let's see if everything works the way it's supposed to work. Oh, crap. Okay, so the deploy worked. What's gonna really suck is if this thing, if it doesn't deploy. All right, this should be, it'll be interesting. You know, I should have probably taken a blueprint of that before I did this. Alright, so what it should do is, you know, we're just going to kill our thrusters. Or not. Alright, let's see if we can catch back up to it. Oh, we just overshot it. And so around here it should deploy the parachutes if it all worked. Nope. Looks like it didn't work. That's bad. Oh, nope, there they go. Nice. Now the question is it going to be enough? Oh, that was nice. Okay, so are you actually going to be able to sort yourself out? So we may have to rework the mass a little bit. Okay, so we know it works in theory. I'm wondering... Wondering what we have to do to get that balanced a little bit more. Alright. Okay, so we know that that's coming down. Let's get back up to our ship. Let's get it docked up so that we can get the fuel tanks completely charged. Oh, still so much to do. So I do like the way that that's working, though. We do need to basically bring it in and get the weight, well, get the mass recentered so that it drops evenly. What I may need to do is reposition some of the things like the gyros. Like I might need to put them on opposing faces or something. much? Yeah, you got plenty left. Okay. Oh, this little thing's zippy. Holy crap. Look at that. I can see I'm gonna need to put a camera on this. That's a full face. I could actually put a camera right there. So it needs to come up like a block. Block and a half, maybe? Yeah, about a block. And how close are we? Like a block forward. Not too bad. That's pretty close, actually. Alright, so first things, because I forgot to do this earlier. How close are you? Over here, it's a little too far forward, so just a little bit back. Oh, you know what? If I swing the butt of that around, that might be exactly where it needs to be. How far off was I? Oh, look at that. I was almost dead on. Not bad for being, you know, basically doing this thing completely blind. All right. And we can turn that off now. Yeah, not bad at all. Okay. So let's head down, see if the cargo pod survived. Looks like it did. Whee. And doing the a halo jump. I am very curious to see if this thing landed on its side or if it corrected itself before it touched down. Nope, it landed on its side. Okay, so we know that the system works in theory. So I'm thinking what we're going to need to do is if we want to put a shield generator on this thing, we're going to have to put it on the bottom. And now that we have the landing gear in place, that actually makes it a little easier to do because we can basically just strap it in here. And I think that will hopefully, because there's a lot of components that go into that thing. Alright, so I think that'll be our next experiment. Alright, so what I may do is I may go into creative mode with this. Duplicate it a couple of times and try different positioning with the components. See what I can get to level off. But I think that is going to do it for us for today. It was an interesting experiment. It was nice to see that the mechanisms work. It's just getting the pieces, getting the actual engineering of the pieces to work. So you know what I think I will do? I think what we'll do is for Monday's video, we'll do the engineering stuff. We'll actually do the breakdown on this, rebuild it, see if we can get everything balanced. But I do think that's going to do it for us today. So I want to thank you all for stopping in. Hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button if you want to see more. If you're new to the channel or just haven't had a chance to do so yet, there is that little subscribe button that you can click. It really does help the channel to grow. Obviously. But it's also a nice thing to do for somebody. So yeah, do something nice today and click that button if you really want to be kept up to date with what's going on around here. Don't forget to click the bell next to it. Anyway, I'm going to get out of here. I hope you all have a fantastic day. Enjoy your weekend, and we will see you back here next time for more Space Engineers. As always, folks, take care and be safe out there, everybody. Oh, crap, I forgot to have it. Oh, I need to set the timer up to turn the beacon on, too. If I get this to work, this will actually be a nice, like, deployable. Should be interesting.